Hey lovelies, I'm Bobby and I'm here to talk about my next readathon. I took part in my very first readathon last month, which was the Owl's Magical Readathon hosted by Book Roast. I had such a blast doing it. I found out about it like right before it started, so I wasn't able to really organize myself while learning exactly what I was supposed to be doing with it. But I still had so much fun, and I did actually finish my Owls for My Career Path, which was Culinary Sorcerer. I am a cook in my muggle life, so that would just felt so fitting and I loved it. I managed to finish the readathon with an entire 15 minutes left to spare. Yeah, apparently I'm as big a procrastinator in fake school as I was in real school, even though it's been many years since I've been in school. But hey, I had a blast and I did finish it. I'm counting it as a win, even if I didn't get all of my extra trainings in that I wanted to, but I got 2 out of the 3, so it wasn't too bad. After that finished, I really wanted to try and find another readathon because I had so much fun and I loved seeing everybody's posts about it. And while looking through BookTube and Twitter, I came across this one and it just blew my mind how like cool it is. Like it's so thought out and it's just so intricate and it sounds so much fun. And since I know about this one ahead of time, I'm able to get myself organized a lot better, and that is why I am dressed up the way I am, because the whole point of this readathon, which is the Make Your Myth Taker readathon, hosted by Frolic Fiction and Shakar over on Twitter is where everything's happening. I'll link all of their profiles as well as the information video because I'm just going to do a really quick shallow version of what's going on with this. You can watch the whole other thing there. You are building a character that is found in fantasy. There are 4 groups of characters, and each group has 4 characters in there. The 4 groups are Warrior, Royal Court, Rogues, and Sorcerers. For the Warriors, I know there is a Knight. Royal Court has a Monarch and Courtiers, and Jester and 1 other. The Rogues have Pirates, Exiles, and 2 others, and the Sorcerer, which is the group that I will be picking the main part of my character from, is the Sorcerers, and they are made up of a goddess, a witch, a fairy, and a oracle. I decided to go with witch. It is my favorite genres of books to read when it comes to fantasy, anything to do with witchcraft. I've always been told that my personal style is very witchy, which I have no problem with. And that's why I wanted to kind of just flesh out my character and give her life. I did write out like a backstory and a plot for my character while she goes along this journey of me building her. On top of building a character, which is 4 prompts to get to the character you want, once you finish that, you can add extra traits in, which I am super excited to do. I'm doing 3 extra traits from 3 other characters to build her up. I'll probably make another video explaining more about my character that I chose, or I know for sure I'll be posting about her on my Twitter, which I'll link below. Fleshing her out while I make my way on this journey. I'll start showing more of who she is and exactly what she's doing. I'll talk a bit about where I want her to go so I can explain why I picked the extra traits that I did. So I'll get started with we have to declare our TBR to be part of this. And once you declare your TBR, you cannot change your books once the readathon starts. I really like that because it made me sit down and really just think about exactly what books I wanted to read, because when it came to my owls, I wasn't really prepared. I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of just grabbed random books that I knew fit the prompts, but I ended up not wanting to read, so I switched my books all over the place and it kind of got me stressed out trying to find the books that I wanted to read. This way, I am ready. I have in total 8 books, 4 for my character prompts and 4 for my extra traits. I cannot wait to read these, so that's why I'm really excited for this one because I know I'm going to love what I'm reading. Okay, so we'll just start off with the prompts for the witch. The first prompt is a book featuring an animal character. I decided to go with Victoria Schwab's Tunnel of Bones. This is the second book in a series. The first book is City of Ghosts. I read it during October and I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I instantly wanted to dive back into her world. Basically, this is about a young girl whose parents are paranormal investigators. The mom is the one that's the mystic and believes in ghosts, and the dad is more of an academic and wants to disprove them. I really love that balance. And they don't know, though, is that their daughter almost died, and when she did, she crossed over to the other side. But when she was brought back by a ghost boy who is her best friend, who she has a psychic connection from, or connection with, he comes along with her while her parents are traveling to some of the most haunted places in the world. This book takes place in Paris. I'm really excited. I was supposed to be in Paris on a vacation, but that got canceled during all this craziness. But hey, I can at least read about it. Like I said, I really enjoyed the first book. Victoria Schwab's writing is absolutely phenomenal. It was really spooky. This is a middle school grade book, but it was really creepy, and I really dug the first one, so I am stoked for this one. The second prompt is books with foil on the cover. Is there any books that have, like, I call it holographic, but foil is the shiny extra material that a lot of books are starting to come out with. I was surprised how many I had, but I was really excited when I remembered this book has that specific foiling on it, because I've been dying to read it. I've heard amazing things about it. I got this book as a gift from one of my book swap groups that I'm in on Facebook. And that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Murrin. I have heard so many good things about this. Everybody's always raving about it. They're still raving about it. I have been wanting to read it, and as soon as it showed up in my mail as a gift, I was just, oh, yay. So definitely added this for sure to my TBR. For the third book, this is the one that gave me the most trouble, because this one is, the prompt is books that feature a magical battle. My problem with this is two things. To know a book has a magical battle, you usually have to have read it. I did not want to do a reread of a book. I have too many new books, especially since all of this started. I have gone really overboard with buying books, plus I'm in the 3 book swap group, so I'm getting books from there, and it's just, I don't want to do a reread. So I posted in another Facebook group that I'm in, Page Turners, about books that have magical battles. Someone mentioned this one, and I was so excited when it came up, because I absolutely love the author's first book, and I've been dying to read this. Why I haven't started it, I don't know, because I'm a mess, but whatever. And that book is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I loved The Night Circus. I thought it was wonderful. Her writing is just so, it's just so swoon-worthy. I love it. It's so submersive. And like when I read The Night Circus, I felt like I could smell the popcorn and hear people laughing and hear the noises of the circus. And I do not know what this book is about. I did not read anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. I just want to be brought into this world and taken away on whatever journey that apparently there is a magical battle. Let me know if there is not, though, so I can fix my TBR. But I'm going to take it that there is one in here. I can't wait to start this one. This is probably my most anticipated read that I have on my TBR. So, yes, I am excited for that. This last book, I am super excited about, because I am doing this one as a friend read with my friend Emma, who's also taking part in this Make Your Myth Picker readathon. She is doing, her character is a Viking assassin who dabbles in witchcraft. So we tied our characters together, and to do that, we didn't want to just say, hey, our characters know each other. No, we wanted to tie them together with this last book that we are doing a prompt, since we are making them, I have to talk to her, but I kind of made our characters cousins. I think that's what we settled on. And her character is going to help my character advance in her plot that I want, for my character. I'm super excited to do this, this read together with her. I've wanted to read this book for a while, and that is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. This is another book that has the holographic or the foil cover. I know this book is about witchcraft. I have wanted to read it. I've had it on my shelf for a while. Why I haven't read it is because, I don't know, I'm dumb. But I cannot wait. I love anything with witches, anything with witchcraft. I've heard this book mentioned a lot. People always usually have good things to say about it. I hate to see it recommended when people ask for certain books. So I am excited for this and to read it with my friend Emma. So that is my list of books for my actual character, the witch. The extra traits I want to go for to build her story. The first trait I need is exile. There is a character under Rogues for exile. I'm doing one book from that to add this trait into her. Like I said, I'll go through more of her story on why all these certain traits I need. The prompt for this book is a book with a dark cover. I've owned this book for, probably 5 years or so. Haven't gotten around to it. It keeps popping up though lately. I keep seeing it mentioned places, or it's just kind of following me around. So as soon as I knew I wanted to do a smaller book for this prompt, since these are my extras, I decided to go with a graphic novel since I absolutely adore comics. I love graphic novels. I love anything fantasy graphic. I love superheroes. I love it all. And like I said, this book's been kind of following me around saying, read me, read me. And that is Descender by Jeff Lemire and art by Dustin Nguyen. This is volume 1, 10 stars. Don't know what this is about. From what I know, he's an android, was decommissioned, and he's trying to find his boy, but it's been years. I've just heard wonderful things about it. Like one of my, I've even the author was brought up in a, a live stream that one of my local comic book stores is doing, because they're selling discounted books and showing you what they have in stock, and they're sending them out to people, or you can go pick them up for no contact pickups. I'll link them below because support your local businesses. They also ship throughout the US. So yeah, I am excited for that. This next one, when it first came out, I heard about it everywhere. And, I didn't really know what it was about. And then once I found out what it was, what it was about, I knew I had to have it. It's another book about witchcraft, because I really want to stick with that whole kind of genre going into this. And this is for the character trait of courtier, which my character does need to move along in her story. The prompt for this is a book that features royal colors, which are either purple, red, or gold. I wanted to try finding a book that had all three, or at least two of the three, since I do have my shelves, or I have books, rainbow book stacks along my headboard. It could have been easy for me just to find the one book, but I wanted one color, but I wanted all three if I could, and I did manage to find them, and I was really excited when I realized it was on a book that I have been dying to read. And that book is Labyrinths Lost by Zordada Cordova. This book is about brujeria, which is the Latin form of witchcraft. I got so excited once I found out that there was actually someone finally delving into this very untapped market of, or mythology of Latin culture and its ties to witchcraft. I love things that contain voodoo or any kind of any witchcraft that goes along with African American, and it's so sad that there isn't more of both of these, because it's just amazing. And as a Latina myself, finally getting some recognition in our culture, I cannot wait for this. This is the one that even I'm like trying not to just start it now. I'm lucky I'm reading a book right now, because I'm trying not to start this because I really want to read it, because I finally own it. And this one's one of the other ones that I'm super stoked to get to. If somehow I don't finish my TBR, this is the one that I will be reading for sure after. But I'm fully on plan on finishing this. For my last character traits, my character will eventually become a queen, is what I'm hoping to accomplish. So for the Monarch, I'm doing 2 extra traits, because the way it was described was the more the more prompts you do from a secondary character's traits, the more powerful. I want her to be this all-powerful, just witch queen. that is exacting revenge. So like I said, I can't wait to flesh her out more. But for the first prompt for Monarch is a book that features a main character that is a queen. I really wanted to do something fun and different with this one, since a lot of my other books are seem to be on the darker fantasy side, and I also wanted to do a book that was LGBT, because June is usually Pride, and I do identify as LGBT, ace, and queer. So I really wanted to get some kind of LGBT book in this list, since I know I won't be able to read anything extra. I had never heard about this book. I've never heard anybody mention it. I've never came across it. I found it randomly while I was on, I want to say thriftbooks.com, and it popped out, and it was super cheap, and because I couldn't put it down, especially I couldn't not buy it, especially after I found out what it was about. And that book is My Fairy Godmother is a Drag Queen by David Clausen. This is a LGBT retelling of Cinderella. The main character is a teenage boy who falls in love with his evil stepsister's boyfriend, I believe. And this is his coming out and everything. And he ends up becoming really good friends and being mentored by a drag queen named Coco Chanel, who is a Diana Ross drag impersonator. I am so stoked for this book. It just sounds so fun and so adorable. If you've read this, let me know. Please let me know if it's just as amazing as I hope it is, because I'm kind of aiming pretty high on this one because it just sounds really fun. The last book for my Monarch, this one kind of cheated away in, because the prompt is the highest rated book on your list or that you own. On Goodreads, I do have a tag for all of the books that I own. I used to be really bad about buying the same books over and over because I didn't know what I owned, because I tend to just kind of buy them. I own like 7 copies of The Hobbit, but that is because I like the different versions. Other books, though, I kept buying extra because oh, this sounds fun, let me buy this. And then I get home and it's like, oh crap, I own this book already 2 times. What the hell? So I finally got myself organized and, made the list so you can sort for highest rated books. I could not go for the highest rated book on the list because most of the books were sequels or part of a series that I haven't started yet. So I had to make my way down to maybe about the 10th book on that list. I mean, it's 10 out of like, I think 850 some books, but still it wasn't at the top. And also this book is, I think usually it's bound in one book, but I've owned this particular version of it for probably about 15 years. And it came separately. They're each different volumes. There's, I think, 6 or 7 volumes in it. I'm just going to read the first one. It's nice and small. I know I can get through it. And that is The Green Mile by Stephen King. This is part 1. And this is The Two Dead Girls. It's very, very short. I'm counting it as one book because it is bound in one. And it's totally falling apart on me. This poor book is like so old, and I got it used, and it's had a rough life for a book that hasn't been read by me. But I am excited for this one. I've always wanted to read it. I remember watching the movie. I remember my mom crying in the movie. I'm not a crier, but hey. So this will be the last one on my list. So that brings my total to 8. My 4 for my witch and 4 for extra traits. Like I said, I'll make another video talking about who my character is and where I want her to kind of go while I'm making my way through the Make Your Myth Taker Readathon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have a Twitter account and you are taking part in this, definitely drop your handles below so I can follow it. I'm just following everybody I can with this because, like I said, I'm really new to this whole thing, and I'm just trying to follow as many people as I can because it's just so much fun. Well, thank you very much, and happy reading!